That's crime trying to get on television, by the way. So, Jamaica has been experiencing a high rise in crime and for many years, and some have suggested that issuing more gun licenses to civilians applying for legal gun ownership could help curb the problem. We wanted to hear what one security expert thinks of this recommendation, and we probably will be talking to him about some other things. With us now, not for the first time, Robert Finzi Smith, security consultant and general manager of Armex Pro Security Limited. My friend, morning and welcome
morning,
to
Bobby.
Jamaica. I hope you're good, Virgin.
Good morning, you two. Glad to see you safe, sound, healthy, and mischievous as usual.
Yes, man. Mischievous is a part I like.
It's company I'm looking.
Well, let's start there. Everybody must have a gun?
No. You and I are of the vintage, let me put it that way, that we remember certain songs. They had a group called the Merry Men out of Barbados that had a thing that goes, this one have a gun, that one have a gun, Lord, they're going to shoot each other for fun. But when the men kill the men, all that remain is women. I won't bother finish the rest, it's morning program. But no, on a serious note, no. If you look at our mental attributes, for want of a better term, we settle everything with an argument or a big lick, or it becomes a troublesome thing. Mm-hmm. Our domestic abuse figures immediately rule out the possibility of what somebody would do if they had a weapon at hand rather than a chair or a frying pan or something. No.
Yeah. What would stop me, Bobby, from getting a gun? What would be the reasons? Say, all right, you are in charge of FLA. What would be the reasons you say, no, man, Bert is not supposed to have a gun? Why would you stop me?
First and foremost, and a lot of people don't know this, if your spouse objects to your having one, you can't get one.
Wow.
I don't care, fly high, fly low. You better get a divorce.
I didn't know that.
Even the record, because your spouse might figure, the spouse live with you. And spouse might figure that you could be a very dangerous human being with one because you are on the verge of being a dangerous human being without one.
All right, so that's one reason you wouldn't give me. Tell me another reason you wouldn't give me.
Intemperate behavior.
Which means?
You pick an argument with everything. You suddenly get loud, you get boisterous. You might find that you have an affection for spirits. And I don't mean the duppy in the graveyard. I mean Jerry and his nephew, which would make your behavior pattern unpredictable, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't want anyone who take a drink or two who may be in possession of a firearm to suddenly say, what Bobby said? I'm saying that anything that has a possibility to alter your behavior should not enter into the equation if you are going to be in possession of a firearm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But how then, Bobby, does the FLA gather that type of information? How would they know the kind of temperament that I have?
Investigations, asking your neighbors, checking around, asking your co-workers, checking back into your history. Were you ever charged, for instance, even if you were acquitted, were you ever charged for assault and battery, that type of thing? It might be that someone maliciously charged you, and that will come out with the investigation, but that will raise a red flag.
Yeah. You said here, I don't know if I can pronounce it, that every person applying for a firearm license should do a psychometric test.
Psychometric test,
Yeah.
yes.
What is that?
As a matter of fact, I'd extend that to everybody applying for a driver's license.
What is that?
Carries a 4,000-pound weapon.
Yeah, but what kind of test is that?
Find out what type of mental state you have and what would your reaction be to certain circumstances.
Okay. And I'm going to extend that further because I don't know the process. how do you know that, okay, I passed a psychometric today to get my license, but 2 years from now, something happens in my life that renders me, maybe if I take it again, I would fail it. Is it something that you feel should be consistent, Bobby, that to maintain the license, I should regularly be checked up?
To maintain your license, they do an upgrade in terms of, well, not upgrade is not the term. They do a check as to your ability to handle the weapon and to safekeep it and fire it accurately and this type of thing.
Right.
You do a retest.
Right. So I'm saying, do you think the psychometric should be included in that retesting process?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go back to what you said about my wife. All right. So, let me not just tell Delia, say, yeah, me's an ignorant man, you know, but I want a gun. So don't tell them, say, me ignorant, you know. So how, because I suspect it's not only my wife you would want to talk to. You might want to talk to some of my co-workers and say, what kind of person?
I want to talk to your neighbors.
Right.
I want to talk to your co-workers.
But how
I
you know?
might even sit down behind you at a bar and watch your behavior.
Okay. Because I'm suggesting that you're going to talk to people who want to know, right? So they're not going to tell you, say, no, man, that man is a madman, man. They probably say, no, he's a nice, decent boy. I like him and stuff. So how you know you're getting the truth from folks? And there was...
Like,
go ahead.
you go funeral and when you listen to the tributes, you wonder how this angel stayed so long on earth. So people try to say the best thing about people at certain times.
Right.
But you can read between the lines, and FLA over the years has improved their ability to shift out the wheat from the chaff.
Why it takes so long? Because I'm hearing that it could take like a whole year for you to get a gun license. Why so long?
I'm not in a position to comment on the inner processes, but I would say to people, if the amount of people who are applying for the license is accurate, then you can't just do it willy-nilly and you don't have a vast amount of manpower who are qualified to do the checks.
Yeah. Bobby, you recommend that everyone who's granted a license should automatically become district constables? Is it so? And if so, why?
Because we have a shortage of police officers in the island. And we have a shortage of money to pay them, even if we have brought them in. So the mid-ground, I've been saying this for years, the mid-ground is if you are qualified to carry a firearm, you should be qualified to do district constable work, free up trained police officers to do police work. And before I leave that, let me throw this in the mix. I probably get into trouble for it, but what? I cannot see how you can have a man in uniform carrying a M16 and a 9mm for 8 to 12 hours in the day as a police officer. You entrust him with that, but you don't entrust him with his personal firearm. If he has passed X amount of time in the force and he has been ratified as an officer, he must be able to, it must come automatically that he gets a firearm, an off-duty firearm. I just lock you up and I get on a bus to go home to my residence, and two of your friends on the bus. How do I defend myself if they decide to carry this further?
Yeah.
Plus a police officer in a given housing scheme who is armed off duty is another means of defense to the community.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. I was shocked yesterday when I heard what Mr. Dalling and others said about gun licenses and stuff. How did you feel or did you know about all of this that we didn't know about?
This is Jamaica. Rumors fly like bats in the night. But there's also a case in Jamaica where they say, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And it's not just gun license. Anything you really want, somebody tell you, say, give me a link. And it is unfortunately permeating all areas of our governmental processes and others. It's a mental state in Jamaica where I don't want to go through the process. Push me to the other line, beg you skip. So, wherever there are rules, there will be people trying to find a way to break it.
Yes.
We now must try and populate the control mechanisms with individuals and systems that nothing is impossible, but makes it highly difficult.
Yeah. Aston Cook wrote a song, every system them set up, we mash it up.
Yep.
Well,
every
I tell you
rule them
something,
make up, we broke it up.
years ago on one of the courses I've done, you know, you go around and they say, your name, where are you from? I said, it was a course run by one of the lecturers as FBI. And they said, where are you from? And I said, Jamaica. He says, Jamaica. I said, yes. You know, I think he went to me about Bob Marley and the White Sands and the beaches and thing. And he says, you know, anytime we have a new system, we put it where Jamaicans are. If they can't beat it, then we install it.
We have to go, Bobby.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much for
Happy
speaking
yourself.
with us.
God bless.
Yes, Robert Finzi
Stay
Smith.
healthy and safe.
Robert Finzi Smith, security consultant and general manager of Armex Pro Security Limited. To speak or not to speak up, that's up for discussion when we return from the